I usually don't do this way. I'm usually the guy behind the camera. So it kind of makes me a little uncomfortable, so please bear with me. I wanted to make this video a long time ago and I still feel unsure about it. But I feel like I need to, for my own sake, for closure. 10 years ago, something happened to me, and I told this story multiple times before, but it still takes a lot of courage to talk about it, at least this openly. I was 20 years old and I had no perspective. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know what I wanted to become, to work, to do, to study, whatever. I decided to work at the steel company in Linz, and I made good money and it was fun while it lasted. On the 28th of 2011, I got up, I got out of the house, and it was a nice crisp morning. There was snow. I walked to the bus station and I took a picture and posted it. It said, "Beautiful day." I started my shift. Prior to that day, I was assigned a new position where I had to look out for scratches, dirt and other stuff on the steel plates that were running through the machine. It was a new, exciting position, but also came with a lot of new responsibilities. So after the roll of steel was cut into the pieces, I had to get up on the machine and clean it by hand. And yeah, I had to clean that machine that day. Again, I did it multiple times before, I had to clean it again. I got up on the machine, started cleaning. And you had those basically rubbery gloves on. And the one person pressed the button, so it turns manually, so basically nothing can go wrong. And I started cleaning with my right hand. And I noticed something was wrong. The machine slowly started closing and my hand got trapped in it. My hand was stuck in there and it pulled me in. I screamed immediately and my colleague stopped pressing the button and ran over to me to look what is happening. But it was already too late. The machine closed to approximately this close. I could not get my hand out of the machine anymore. I was stuck. I remember my colleague coming up to me and he didn't know what to do. I told him to take his belt off, wrap it around my hand and stop the blood circulation because I already saw a lot of blood coming out of the machine. I was stuck there for an hour. It took them an hour to take the machine apart to that extent so I could get my hand out of it. It was one of the worst hours in my life. It went all very fast, so it didn't feel that long. And there was one thought that just kept haunting me, which was, I don't want to die like this. After an hour, finally, I was free and I was rushed to the hospital. I remember waking up. There were a lot of doctors and nurses around me and my mom as well. And at that point, I had no idea what really happened with my hand and what was going to happen next. A couple of days later, I remember the day I finally got told what happened to my hand, what was still there. I still remember the day when I saw my hand the first time. I held back the tears, and when the nurse left the room, I cried. But I also remember the positivity, the laughter, the love from my family and friends, all the visits, and it helped me tremendously to overcome those really hard times. I was at the hospital for 6 weeks, had multiple operations, and I went back to the hospital for 3 more times this year. And at the end of 2011, I had 2 fingers back. At the beginning of 2012, I learned how to use my fingers, and I learned simple tasks again. I remember the first time I was able to tie my shoes with both hands myself. And that feeling was exhilarating. That feeling was amazing. As you can see, it's not easy to talk about that. And the healing is still not over. I'm still healing from the whole thing. My physical scars healed eventually, but my mental scars did not. The whole event still haunts me to this day. It's still there. It changed who I am. It's still changing me. Every sad moment in your life, every hardship, every devastating thing that happens, I believe happens for a reason, and you can gain so much from that. I'm happy and I'm also thankful that I went through this time, that I had to go through it, and that I pushed through it. And I met so many amazing people. I got to study. I had the most amazing experiences, and I've eventually ended up with the love of my life. And I would not trade any of it. The last couple of months, we're in this really weird time, and looking back 10 years, there are some similarities. The uncertainty, the sadness, the overall angst that what's going to be next. If I learned one thing, that is that you can push through anything. Every crisis, everything that life throws at you, you can conquer it, and you can grow and learn from it. Today I can say that January 28th of 2011 changed my life forever. And I'm grateful for that.